Hey there. Welcome back to Kingdom on Wall Street. I'm your host, Starkey Robertson, and this is where we talk about faith, business, stewardship, and what it really looks like to build what God has placed in your hands. If you're a Christian entrepreneur, business owner, or you're simply trying to become more disciplined and intentional with your kingdom assignment, you're in the right place. Before we get into today's conversation, take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're bringing you valuable new content throughout the week as we build an ongoing conversation around kingdom business, entrepreneurship, stewardship, and purpose. Subscribing to this channel is by far the easiest way to stay connected. And you may want to grab a pen and paper for this one because today I want to give you 5 practical things you can actually do. Now, let's get into it. If I asked you what your business needs in order to grow, what would you say? More customers? More marketing? More money? More advertising? More followers? More traffic? Those answers make sense. But what if some of the growth you're looking for doesn't require you to spend more money? What if part of the problem is that we're trying to build businesses individually when there are opportunities sitting inside relationships we haven't developed? That's what I want to talk about today. Because one of the things I believe Christian entrepreneurs need to become better at is intentionally helping one another grow. And I'm not talking about charity. I'm not saying you should purchase something you don't need just because another Christian owns the company. I'm not saying you should recommend poor service because somebody has a Bible verse on their website. Excellence still matters. Integrity still matters. Quality still matters. But if I know an excellent Christian business that can solve somebody's problem, why wouldn't I tell them about it? If another Christian entrepreneur serves the same customer I serve but provides a completely different service, why wouldn't we know each other? If I have information that could create an opportunity for somebody else, why wouldn't I share it? That's economic connectivity. And there are some very practical ways we can do this. Number one, create intentional referral relationships. This is probably one of the easiest growth strategies available to small businesses, and a lot of businesses barely use it. Think about who interacts with your customer immediately before they need you. Then, think about who they need immediately after they've used your service. Let me give you an example. Suppose you're a real estate agent. Your client may also need a mortgage professional, a home inspector, an insurance agent, a moving company, a contractor, a landscaper, maybe an interior designer. Those businesses are serving different parts of the same customer journey. Why should every one of those businesses have to independently spend money finding the same customer? They can refer business to one another. Now take that principle and apply it to your business. Who serves your customer before you? Who serves your customer after you? Who solves a related problem without competing with you? Write those businesses down. Those are potential referral relationships. And notice what I said, relationships, not transactions. Don't walk up to somebody you've never spoken to and say, send me your customers. Get to know what they do. Understand who they serve. Understand their standards. Send them an opportunity when appropriate. Become somebody worth referring. A good referral relationship is built on trust. Because when I refer someone to your business, I'm lending you a little bit of my reputation. If you treat them terribly, that affects me too. So, kingdom referral networks should have high standards. We shouldn't refer businesses simply because they're Christian. We should be able to say they're Christian, they're good at what they do, and I trust them to take care of you. That's powerful. Number two, share audiences instead of constantly buying new ones. This is something small businesses overlook all the time. You've spent time developing an audience. Another business has spent time developing an audience. Those audiences may overlap without the businesses competing. That creates an opportunity. Suppose you own a Christian bookstore and another entrepreneur runs a Christian financial education company. Different businesses, potentially similar audiences. You could do a workshop together. You could interview each other. You could create a social media collaboration. You could include each other in newsletters. You could host an event. You could create a resource together. Neither business has to purchase access to the other's audience. You're exchanging value. And this becomes especially interesting when small audiences collaborate. A business owner might say, I only have 300 followers. Nobody wants access to my audience. Stop thinking that way. 300 relevant people can be more valuable than 30,000 irrelevant people. If another business serves exactly the kind of people you're trying to reach, a small but trusted audience can be extremely valuable, and your audience may be valuable to them too. This is where we need to stop thinking exclusively in terms of size. Think about alignment. Do our customers have related needs? Do our values align? Can we create something useful together? Would the collaboration genuinely benefit the people we serve? If the answer is yes, there may be an opportunity. Number three, bundle complementary services. Now we're moving beyond referrals. What if two businesses could actually create a stronger offer together than either one could create independently? Let's say someone builds websites, another business does professional photography, another provides branding. Those could remain three completely separate services. Or they could occasionally create a business launch package. Brand identity, professional photography, website. Three businesses, one solution. Everybody gets paid for their portion of the work. The customer gets a more complete solution. And nobody had to merge companies. That's important. Collaboration does not always require complicated partnerships. Sometimes it's simply, you do this well, I do this well, our customer needs both. Let's make it easier for them. Think about your own business. What does your customer frequently need that you don't provide? That's the question. Not, what else can I start selling? Entrepreneurs love that question. We see another need and immediately think, I can start another company. Maybe. But somebody may already be excellent at solving that problem. You don't necessarily have to own every solution. Sometimes stewardship means recognizing when collaboration is better than expansion. That's worth writing down. You don't have to own every solution. Sometimes collaboration is better than expansion. Number four, exchange knowledge. This one doesn't sound like marketing, but it can have enormous economic value. Christian entrepreneurs are sitting on tremendous amounts of knowledge. Somebody knows commercial real estate. Somebody understands Google advertising. Somebody knows bookkeeping. Somebody understands government contracting. Somebody knows how to negotiate leases. Somebody knows manufacturing. Somebody knows logistics. Somebody understands grants. Somebody knows e-commerce. Somebody has hired 50 people. Somebody has survived a business failure and knows exactly what they would do differently. That's economic knowledge. And sometimes another entrepreneur doesn't need money first. They need information. Think about how expensive ignorance can be. Signing the wrong contract, choosing the wrong technology, hiring incorrectly, spending money on the wrong marketing channel, setting prices too low, expanding too quickly, failing to understand a regulation, making a mistake somebody else could have warned you about in 5 minutes. Knowledge has economic value. This doesn't mean professionals should give away everything they normally charge for. Expertise deserves compensation, but there is a difference between professional services and simply helping somebody avoid a mistake you've already made. Sometimes one conversation can save another entrepreneur thousands of dollars. And there's something else that happens when we exchange knowledge. The entire community becomes more capable. That's important. If kingdom entrepreneurship is only about making my individual company stronger, we're thinking too small. What happens when the people around me become better business owners too? What happens when we become better operators, better employers, better financial stewards, better marketers, better leaders, better collaborators, the capacity of the entire network increases. Which brings me to number 5. Make your business discoverable to the community. None of the first 4 things work very well if nobody knows you exist. You cannot refer a business you don't know exists. You cannot collaborate with an entrepreneur you don't know exists. You cannot bundle services with somebody you can't find. You cannot exchange relevant knowledge with somebody you don't know is carrying that expertise. Visibility is infrastructure. And I want you to think about that phrase. Visibility is infrastructure. We usually think of infrastructure as roads, bridges, utilities, technology, payment systems, but economic communities also need ways to discover the people and organizations operating inside them. Imagine living in a city with thousands of businesses, but no signs, no maps, no search engines, no directories, and no way of knowing what's behind any door. The businesses might exist, but economically, they're disconnected. That's part of the problem I'm increasingly interested in when I think about Christian business. There are Christian entrepreneurs everywhere. There are Christian owned companies, churches, professionals, creators, job seekers, employers, organizations, people looking for partnerships, people looking for services, people looking for opportunities, but we don't necessarily know each other exists. And if we don't know each other exists, we cannot intentionally connect. This is one of the reasons we've been building Ellen Tren. Ellen Tren is a platform designed to help strengthen connectivity across the Christian community and economy. And right now, one of the most helpful things you can do is simply get on the platform. Registration is free. You can create your personal presence and list your business, church, or other applicable organization for free. We're building the network right now, which means participation matters. If you're a Christian entrepreneur, let the community know what you do. If you're operating a Christian-owned business, get it listed. If you represent a church, create its presence. The goal is to make it easier for people throughout the Christian community to discover one another and eventually create more opportunities for connection, commerce, employment, referrals, partnerships, and collaboration. You can visit ellentren.com, that's spelled ELENTREN.com. The link is also in the description below. And again, you can register and list your business, church, or other applicable organization for free. Now, before we close, I want to bring this back to your business because I don't want you to watch this video and simply say, those were 5 interesting ideas. I want you to do something. Take the 5 things we discussed and write one action beside each one. Referral relationships. Who is one business you should build a referral relationship with? Shared audiences. Who has an audience that overlaps with yours without directly competing with you? Complementary services. What does your customer frequently need that another business could provide better than you? Knowledge exchange. What do you know that could help another entrepreneur? And what do you need to learn from somebody else? Discoverability. Can the people who need what you offer actually find you? Those 5 questions could reveal opportunities that have been sitting around your business this entire time. And none of them necessarily require a bigger advertising budget. They require relationships, they require intentionality, they require visibility, they require trust. And they require us to stop thinking about entrepreneurship exclusively as an individual exercise. Your business should be able to stand on its own. But standing on your own does not mean building alone. There's a difference. Strong businesses can be independent and interconnected at the same time. And I believe Christian entrepreneurs should become exceptionally good at that. We should know who's building. We should know who does excellent work. We should know who can solve problems. We should know who is hiring. We should know who needs partnerships. We should know who has expertise. We should know where opportunities exist. and when there's a legitimate opportunity to help another business grow while also creating value for the people we serve, we should be willing to make that connection. Because kingdom economy isn't merely about Christian people owning businesses. It's also about how we steward the relationships, resources, knowledge, and opportunities moving between us. So tell me what you think. What type of business would make the most natural referral partner for the business you're building right now? Have you ever received an opportunity because another business owner referred, recommended, or collaborated with you? And what is one thing Christian entrepreneurs could do better to help strengthen one another's businesses without compromising excellence or expecting handouts? Put your answers down in the comment section. And don't just answer for me. Read some of the other responses. You might discover another entrepreneur. You might learn something. You might even find somebody you should know. That's part of the conversation too. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.